Come on back in. A first alert right now. More than 200 Wisconsin National Guard soldiers are back home today after being deployed for a year. Soldiers serving in the 2nd Battalion, 127th Infantry Regiment. That plane arriving at the Appleton International Airport at 2:30 amid a huge celebration. And that is where Jason Zimmerman is joining us live right now. Jason.
Cammy, two planes have landed. The first one at around 2:30 this afternoon, and the second one just a short time ago around 3:30. We are inside a hangar where the soldiers who got off of that second flag are now gathering as part of this welcome home celebration with their family members. You can see that if we take a look around inside the hangar, lots of people celebrating this moment right now that is unfolding near the Appleton International Airport. I can tell you both of these planes came from Texas, where the soldiers spent about a week preparing for a return to civilian life after serving on active duty in the Middle East, covering 7 different countries. Now, earlier today, we have some video of that first celebration where friends and family members gathered along the runway as that first plane pulled up. Local firefighters also provided a salute of their own, hosing the plane down with water. 200 soldiers are arriving today and another 200 throughout the rest of the week. That's what we've been told. The mission itself lasting a bit longer than expected, with the soldiers being deployed more than a year.
They had a historic deployment. This included just the normal rotation of security missions, like I said, but they also have had to provide the extra security during this Operation Epic Fury. And so they were asked to do things, pivot their mission, and do things that the previous units hadn't done.
Has this been a really long-awaited moment for you?
Yes, it's been very long. Nights staying up late, waiting for them, and so, yeah.
That was Travis Wolf from Marinette, who came here today to see his cousin Trevor return after serving overseas. Coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, I'll also introduce you to another soldier who stepped off of that first plane, who saw his son today, who was born just days before he was activated and sent over to the Middle East. Hear from that and hear from his family and see that amazing reunion. It was extra special, all coming up today at 5 o'clock. Reporting in Greenville, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.